Hello, I'm April Frelke, and it's my pleasure to bring you the best of hometown life every week. Get ready to laugh. Jerry is back with another Skeezicks and special guest, Dr. Mike Hanson. Well, my first guest has worked with safety pioneer and racing legend Jim Deast to presidents of the United States. He's a highly sought-after video editor, videographer, cameraman, director, and producer for over 3 decades. And now he has a book out titled Wind in the Shade. Please welcome to the program, Mr. Bob Nielsen. Bob, welcome.
Thank you.
You have got quite the history of people you've been involved with and everything. Let's start with the title of your book, Wind in the Shade.
Well, I worked, as you said in the opening there, with in the movie and television industry for a lot of years, and I really thought I was king of the world for a while, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think we all do feel our queen of the world. So what happened with me, because of drugs and alcohol and stuff, I lost everything. I started a business, lost my business. I was doing shows and everything, ended up on the streets. I was living in a van. I had $2 to my name. Mm-hmm. And it's about, probably 110 degrees out. I was in this town called Simi Valley, and this church let me park my van in the parking lot. And I had about less than a quarter tank of gas, $2 in my pocket. Mm-hmm. And I'm backing up just to find someplace cool, and there's some shade under a tree. And I'm thinking to myself, God, what did you do? Where am I, Lord? And I heard God's voice, and wind came across out of the window, came across my face, and he said, I'll never leave you or forsake you. And that's it. I'm going to write a book and call it Wind in the Shade. And here I am with it.
And here you are.
Yes.
And we are blessed to have you.
Oh, thank you. I'm blessed to be here.
And that defining moment, where did that take you? Well,
I was on the streets for a couple of years, and the Lord never brought me out of it, and I felt that it was just, he kept me in my van. Fortunately, there's a lot of churches that feed you, so, and I went to a great church called a Sunrise Christian Fellowship, a Foursquare Church, and learned the Word of God, and it's like the Lord, I'd try and get jobs everywhere, I did anything, I'd pick strawberries, I'd do anything, I was just trying to survive, but God always provided for me, and I felt him saying, this is where I want you to learn my Word of God, and so I just studied the Word, and all of a sudden, I get a job at this computer place. Then I get a job working back to old studio I was working at. And then I get offered a job at a Mutual Faith Ministry as an international mission organization. So I worked there for 7 years. I shot and directed a TV show called Life Unlimited. So I've been in different countries around the world. Almost got killed a few times. I had a machine gun at my head in Africa. So, but
wow.
It's funny because
and you're here and you're protected. Okay.
And it's amazing. I had this machine gun pointed at my face, and I had a peace about it, knowing that I'm going to meet Jesus. If that was the case, but it wasn't. So, but I was there for 7 years, and started my own business called Nielsen Productions, and so I've been doing video production and editing now for 38 years. So I love it, everything that God has given me. I really enjoy what I do.
When did you write your book, Bob?
I wrote this book in 1996. So I started doing production in 1984. I toured with rock bands. I'm a drummer. And I toured with a lot of bands. But I found in a band, your strongest, your weakest link. And it's probably that in marriage or business.
You are strong as your weakest link.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I did great bands. We had hits. I mean, I toured with the same band section, and we were in Hollywood there with Motley Crue and Rat and all those guys. We were all about the same, all playing together, And and then I when I was a kid in 1967, I heard the Tommy James and Shondells song, I Think We're Alone Now.
I think we're alone now. Yeah.
Children behave. That's what they say. Anyways, I said, well, one day I want to do this song and become a #1 hit. So I did. After I left this one band I was in, and went in the studio, recorded it, met a producer in Hollywood or in Beverly Hills, And he took the whole idea, ran with it, and became a #1 hit for 8 weeks. So at least my ideas worked. So I played in bands, and then I was putting a new band together in Hollywood, and I just needed some work. Me and my friends were just drinking beer. There's so much beer around. The only place there was to walk was where the beer cans, beer bottles was placed in the bathroom, in the bedroom. And I said, man, I got to get out of this. And I started working as extra and bit parts, and I worked in 80 TV shows and movies. And then I just after that I went to meet this guy at the studio. He said, I'll give you a job. I said, I'll do anything, clean floors, clean toilets. So he showed me how to do production and film transfer, and I've been doing that ever since 1984.
When we walk back, I read your book, and in there you have a significant person in your life. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about? Am I gonna say right, Charlene?
Yes,
Charlene, because. Yeah. As I was reading it, in some parts, some of the addiction really took over.
Right.
Took over that beautiful relationship.
Right. Well, the problem with me is that I played in rock bands, and there wasn't enough girls in the world for me, and I had a beautiful girlfriend, right? And so we broke up, and because I wanted more girls, and I was playing in bands, and she wasn't into all that kind of stuff. So then 24 years later, I get on my knees and pray for a wife, and her sister found me on classmates.com, and we got back together after 24 years and got married. We've been married now 19 years, and we're here in Wisconsin now.
And here you are in Wisconsin. It's a beautiful story because there was a lot of emotion in meeting her that you had, your first meet in the book, and maybe I shouldn't spoil that for our readers, but I was moved by it, and I wanted to know, does he ever fall in love like that? And it sounds like, just listening to you found the love of God.
Right.
And sometimes my sister Amanda will always say, April, if you don't go within, you go without.
Right.
And so it sounds like you were without. The alcohol, the drugs was on the outside, and you had to find the within, your relationship with God.
Right. I think there's always, I was doing the drugs, alcohol, pornography, everything trying to fill me inside, but nothing can fill us. I think that's an issue, is that as soon as I had that deliverance, I had a deliverance that a demon came out of me. I've written my book.
Yeah, that's a big part of your...
So this deliverance ministry, the Demon Academy, I was addicted to drugs, alcohol, pornography for a lot of years, and it was gone instantly. Changed my life, but I still smoked cigarettes afterwards. I was telling the guys, I smoked about 3 packs of cigarettes a day. So after my deliverance, I'm still smoking, and then I got this. I used to smoke these long molars, the brown ones. I used to chew on them, and all of a sudden the cigarette wasn't tasting very good. I throw it down, and I hear God's voice said, all addictions are sin. They come with dark force, which is the devil. The last cigarette I had, no withdrawal since 1996. So God is good.
And Bob, to wrap up, where can our viewers get your book? Where can we find your...
So my book is it's Amazon.com, Bob Nielsen, Wind in the Shade.
Bob, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Catering for cast and crew has been provided by Strike Zone and Pizzone's in Tomah. Great food with fun for the whole family. Skeezicks is next, but first we want to thank our sponsors.
Hometown Life has been brought to you by Lynx Networks, Oakdale Credit Union, Torkelson Funeral Home, Hardware Hank in New Lisbon, The Little Cottage Home Decor and more, The Fun Company Game Room Store.
All right, get set for the story of my life.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Get a move on, girls. Train's waiting.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Which view would you prefer?
The one you're blocking.
It only took brains, courage, and a gun, and I had the gun.
John, if it's worth dying for, it's worth living for.
It's been a long day.
Mom, what's for dinner?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I really don't feel like cooking, so...
The best pizza? Look at that crust and cheese. Amazing burgers and steaks. Just the way I like it. food the whole family loves. That's our specialty. And don't forget, 12 lanes of bowling fun and a huge game room. Rain or shine, always a great time. Strike Zone at Pizzone's in Tomah.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Hardware Hank knows you have projects, lots of important projects, from paint to plumbing, electrical, and yard maintenance. We have the area's largest selection of Milwaukee tools. Hey, it's what the pros use. We even have an in-store chainsaw sharpening service. It's time to build your property's value with Hardware Hank New Lisbon.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
Tomah Health is dedicated to compassionate, quality care for our community.
To me, quality care means always going the extra mile. At Tomah Health, we do the little things to make a big difference.
Our staff is taking extra precautions, like offering video visits, virus screening, social distancing, and rigorous disinfecting protocols. Due to extraordinary numbers of patients, please expect extra wait times. We appreciate your understanding and apologize for delays.
Tomah Health, together in care.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Skeezicks. With the original rascal himself, Mr. Jerry Fugianis.
Hi, thank you. Well, welcome to Hometown Life. You know, one of the things that's very unique about moving to a community like this is that transition from where you were to where you become. About 17 years ago, I moved here from Detroit, and there were a lot of very big changes that I had to become familiar with, how things worked. It was quite a shock moving to such a tight-knit community. Well, for instance, every month back in Michigan, we'd get a bill and we'd pay it, and that's how our heat got taken care of. Well, when we moved out here to Wisconsin, we moved in October. Middle of November, my heat went out. So I did what any smart person does. I picked up the phone book and I looked for a heating company. I think it was Don's we called. And I told them my heat's out. I need some help. And so they sent this nice man out. He was there probably in 45 minutes. He said he was going to fix the problem. He went downstairs. He spent all morning down there clanking around in this relatively new furnace. He came upstairs around noon and he said, hey, I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm going to go to town. I got to make a few phone calls, pick up some parts, and I'll be back. I figured, okay, that's fine. I mean, it's getting a little chilly, but we'll be okay. So he leaves and he comes back in through my garage door and he walks up to me and his face is beet red and he says, you got to fill the pig. And I figured, well, that's my first psychiatric patient that I'm meeting out here. So, sir, we don't have pigs here. I don't. Come here. And he takes me out to my backyard and he points to this big white thing. I said, yeah, that's been there since we moved in. I don't know what that is, but that's the gas tank. You have to fill the gas tank. Oh, well, can you do that for me? I'm not the gas man. Oh, well, I think he was more frustrated that maybe he assumed that I was smart enough to know that. So he never checked that, and he spent the whole morning taking my furnace apart. But such a nice guy. I ran into him a few years ago, and he remembers the story as much as I do. He just tells it a little differently. So what that brings us to is what our purpose is. With Hometown Life, we're going to bring you stories like this, and we're going to bring you some great interviews. So in just a few moments, we'll be back with Dr. Mike Hanson from the Tomah Area School District.
Half the people in the world are women. Why does it have to be you that stirs me?
If it's worth dying for, it's worth living for.
I think you're hiding something from me.
I'm at my wit's end.
Yeah, I passed there an hour ago.
Ready? I got that big chicken.
That ain't as tough as a day.
That is a flamingo.
I'm sure modern civilized methods of homicide are much more efficient.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Daddy! Oh, Daddy!
Tomah Health is dedicated to compassionate, quality care for our community.
To me, quality care means always going the extra mile. At Tomah Health, we do the little things to make a big difference.
Our staff is taking extra precautions, like offering video visits, virus screening, social distancing, and rigorous disinfecting protocols. Due to extraordinary numbers of patients, please expect extra wait times. We appreciate your understanding and apologize for delays.
Tomah Health, together in care.
What's the more in the little cottage home decor and more? Fashion. Shopping is fun at the little cottage. Update your look and discover more at the little cottage home decor and more, New Lisbon.
It's been a long day.
Mom, what's for dinner? Yeah, I'm hungry.
I really don't feel like cooking, so...
The best pizza? Look at that crust and cheese. Amazing burgers and steaks. Just the way I like it. Food the whole family loves. That's our specialty. And don't forget, 12 lanes of bowling fun and a huge game room. Rain or shine, always a great time. Strike Zone at Pizzone's in Tomah.
This hot tub is so relaxing. The stress of the week just melts away.
Hanging out with friends is fun.
And we have so many reasons to get together.
My Traeger grill is the difference between a good
and an amazing barbecue.
The Fun Company Game Room Store
is where the fun begins.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Welcome back to Skeezicks. My first guest and my only guest this evening has got one of the toughest jobs in Tomah. He's managing our school district, which is one of the largest school districts in Wisconsin. Please welcome Tomah Area School District Superintendent Dr. Mike Hanson. Hey, thanks for coming in. Please. Well, thanks for coming in, and I appreciate your time, and my gosh, I do appreciate the job you do, and welcome to Tomah. How long have you been here now?
Almost 2 years, 18 months. Time flies when you're having fun.
So but you came from someplace where you knew how to fill the pig?
Actually, no. I grew up a military brat, so everything was done for us in base and post housing. So
I was in the military too, but that's not the part I was in. He didn't do anything for me. So you've been with the school district for 18 months. And how's it been going?
It's been going really well. You know, we have a fantastic team there, and in spite of everything that's happened, we are definitely moving in that direction to normalcy, and that's what it feels like right now. We're midway through this school year right now, where the home stretch is there. You know, we're already talking about 22-23 school years, so it's time to start casting our eye toward the future, celebrating the great success that we've had this year. Been in school all year long. Ridden the wave like every other district in the nation, but our faculty make it happen every day. All operations are getting things done, and so it's really exciting. So I am so honored to be a part of an amazing team, fantastic school board, great community, and we're ready for the final steps of this year and head into 22-23.
Well, that sounds exciting, and the way you said you're trying to return to normalcy, that's something that I got asked recently too about. You know, are things slowing down in medicine? No, we're just getting used to it, and I think that's really the new normal now is the flow, and that there will be changes, and we've gotten very good at responding to changes.
And thank you and everyone in healthcare for what you do as well. It is a heavy lift, supreme lift. So hoping for the best in the future there.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you for that. Now, one of the things that I think has been going on recently is you guys have been honoring your bus drivers recently?
Yes, I tell you, it's week of February 14th to 18th is Wisconsin, state of Wisconsin, Bus Driver Appreciation Week. So I'll tell you, each and every day we celebrate our drivers, our transportation team. That's our mechanics, van drivers, regular routes, extracurricular routes. They are an amazing team. So, you know, when you think about it, the first person hundreds of our students see is our bus drivers, and they get them to something in that child's life that will make their future, and that's a free public education. There's nothing better than that. So they are part of what drives us to success, figuratively and literally. So it's been a lot of fun. So we are like a lot of different districts in the nation right now. There's some shortages out there, but they put that plan together every single morning, every afternoon, and for all of our extracurriculars, and they make it happen every day. They will move mountains to get things done so we can stay operational. So I subbed one day as a van driver.
Oh, wow, that's brave.
I had all the respect in the world prior to that day. But my gosh, I got there about 5:15, and my route didn't really start till 6:23. But I'm jacked. I got to get this right. You know, I want to know when I start, what points I get. They were so great to work with me to get me in there, know where I'm going, where to stop, start, what different points along my route I needed to get. And yeah, I was exhausted by 8:30 in the morning, but it was just a newfound peace within me to really see what they do. On the bus part, I don't have a CDL. I'm going to start working on that one of these days.
So you did this without a CDL. Let's explore that.
Yeah. So your vans, you don't need a CTL. Did I say bus? I drove a van, not a bus. I'm not ready for the big rig yet. But
we just had the police standing outside. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. And it's good how you said they drive you there both figuratively and literally. That's beautiful. Can we get him to write for us? I think that would help. Now, I understand they do about 1,500. Your district covers 1,500 miles a day.
Huge. One of the about top 10 districts in terms of geographical area that we transport students. So we'll get there. I was there this week around 5:10, 5:15. One of our routes are getting ready to go. The buses are warming up already. So it's a huge operation. So you're talking about 5:15 in the morning, and you're traveling with basketball teams, different clubs, organizations, till 10 p.m. at night. So it is a tremendous lift what they do to support the fantastic teachers we have, the incredible administrators, and our families and our students. So we're very proud and honored to celebrate this week, but I'll tell you, each and every day is a huge day for our transportation team.
It's an amazing job that they do. So 1,500 miles a day, what time does the first bus roll out?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it rolls around 6 a.m., 6:15. Like I said, my route was around 6:40-ish. So different in-town routes are a little shorter, but we've got some rural routes that are, some of our kiddos, they're up and rolling, 6:30-ish.
That's a little too early for me. I was going to volunteer, but it doesn't seem like I should. But do we need drivers?
Yes, we do. And so anyone who's interested, we absolutely would love your applications. It's great part-time work. We're very competitive with our wages. Our facilities are amazing. Our trainers are incredible. You will drive up-to-date equipment with great people. Number one, they're just great people. So check us out online. Or
so they don't have to have a CDL or anything up front?
We will help train folks with that. We've got a training program there. So absolutely, we'd love to experience, but we'll get you trained up too.
That sounds great. So got the bus drivers. What about the food? It's my thing.
Jess Bender
Jesse's still doing that? Yeah. Oh my gosh,
he's
what a great
amazing.
guy he is.
And so a lot of times when you need food, he's your guy. So when you say, hey, I need...
you took him from the hospital, he was ours
first. Oh my goodness, good deal. So we'll keep looking your way because he's a gem. He's amazing, and all of his team is as well. So every day, the thousands of meals that they serve per week, and then special occasions, other things, they are rocking and rolling too early till later in the day as well. And then he and his team also stay on top of a myriad of federal, state statutes that they will fly over my head sometimes, but very tuned in. Their product, their service rivals fine facilities everywhere. So we're very, very proud that students are getting to school well fed, and then certainly academics rock and roll every day. Our faculty and everybody else keeping our buildings well maintained and moving forward. It's a huge job, and we've got wonderful professionals in every sector to make it happen.
So, what's one thing we don't know about Dr. Mike Hanson?
When you talked about Detroit, so one of the things that drew me to Tomah, I'm looking at my hand, 5 things: grew up in the military, Fort McCoy, Volk Air Force Base.
Okay.
Lived on a naval base. They know how to live. That was the best housing we ever lived in.
That means you haven't been to an Air Force base.
Yeah. Zweibrücken is outside of Ramstein. Yeah, so, yeah, Army, Air Force, the Navy, they are awesome. So the military presence here. Hill City, South Dakota, a huge tourism with Mount Rushmore and lots of lumber. So when I see the lumber trucks go by, I'm like, yeah, rock and roll, keep going. Then some of the bigger areas I lived in, Tomah has such an incredible diverse economic base with heavy industry, things such as that, strong schools, and you know, a lot of the places I went, it was the regional hospital. So Tomah Health, Mayo, the whole healthcare system here is great. So I think in general, Tomah is a great place to be where the eye divides. There's so much activity and action going on, and we want to be that integral part for our families, businesses that wish to relocate. We want to be a part of that. We want them to come here and know that the school district is strong, dedicated to our kids, and dedicated to helping them achieve in any way they can, our students, college or career readiness, but we want them right back here in Tomah at the end of the day. So we'll keep working hard.
But still spin it back. Tell me something we don't know about you.
Okay, another thing. Gosh, this is embarrassing.
You're doing some acting? I heard.
Oh yeah, yeah. So in the day, in the day in little winter South Dakota, right out of college. My wife's dad was a superintendent there. Got hired to teach there, and so one of the first places we went was the Winter Community Playhouse, and young couple, at the time, no kids. What a great way to meet people and learn. So my first couple roles, I had a walk-on part in Annie. My wife played Rooster's girlfriend. So she's talented. She's the one that you really need sitting here talking about the theater.
You were Annie, or what were you in that one?
No, I was not Annie. I think I had Annie props and stuff. And then I graduated to a couple of other plays. I think we did a Neil Simon one, but had a lot of fun. But I noticed by 2000 I was a school administrator, my first admin job. And it just, the time kind of collapsed on me. Pretty much every activity and event, and so I couldn't do a lot of the practices justice. But I did a little summer, what do you call those when everybody throws peanuts at the bad guy? I forget the name of that, summer stock.
I was thinking Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, that too. So I played the hero in one of those little short, 30-minute deals, and everybody teased me because they said, Hanson, you are channeling Ronald Reagan. So I'd walk out and I kind of give the Ron Reagan twist of the head and that.
I almost
I'm suited
saw it there,
up. So that's the one thing you may not know about.
Take away student loans too? I mean, because that.
I like jelly beans. So, and growing up a military brat, we were all Ron Reagan fans in the 80s and such.
So we definitely need to get you into one of the school plays, I think.
Well, check it out. I tell you, our kids are absolutely amazing, and the performances that I've seen, and I look forward to the ones that are coming up too.
Sounds great. So anything else you need to tell us before?
We want to continue spreading the good word about the Tomah School District. So our most recent edition of The Howl is coming out. Actually, I just got this one out of my mailbox today. It comes out about 3 times a year and highlights all the incredible things that our kids and our students are doing. Our faculty especially are highlighted in here. So it's just a lot of fun. It goes to 9,666 mailboxes here. So please check it out in your mailbox, and then you'll be able to check it out online as well. And I want to thank Amanda Getchen, our communication coordinator, for taking all these amazing stories, wonderful people, and putting it into this. And look forward to more next year. We've got a lot of things going on as we plan for 22-23, so we'll stay in touch. And I hope to be back on your program to talk about the great things and the new leadership pieces we have going forward.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Hanson. We appreciate you coming out.
Pleasure.
Well, that's our show for this week. We want to thank you for watching Hometown Life, where we're connecting you to the community.